What's good, my great smelling dudes? Welcome back to my Monday live stream. Randy, aka FragranceDoud. Hopefully you guys can hear me and see me. Let me just double check that I have the audio set up correctly. Yep, it's all good. So hopefully you guys are doing well. We got some fragrances that we talked about last time on my live stream. That we went shopping on OlfactoryFactoryLLC. I have it pinned in the description, and if Newt or Mo, if you guys are in the comments, or Hamzat, can you please pin, or Joel, can you pin the link to Olfactory if you can, the one from the description, because it's also my affiliate. But anyway, I get an affiliate, it's like 4% back or something like that, and it's only for site rewards. So anytime that I get affiliate links, and then I get the money, I go through, and then we do a live stream where you guys help me choose which fragrances to choose. We did that last week, and we picked Pine in the Sun by Sense of Woods, and the other one was Zerjoff Renaissance, which most people would be really excited to get the 100 milliliter bottle of Zerjoff Renaissance. I'm not. I like uniformity in my collection, and I wasn't paying attention to the fact that it was just 100 milliliters, but every other Zerjoff I have in my collection, all 9 are 50 milliliters, and so now I'm going to have this sitting next to them. But we're going to be talking about all of those. But hopefully you guys had a fantastic weekend. Hopefully you guys are doing well. Let me know what your scent of the day is. We'll be going for about an hour to an hour and a half. Today, my scent of the day is Louis Vuitton's Cactus Garden, which I can tell you, for my birthday, Joey over at Scent Rush. If you guys don't know, Cactus Garden is discontinued by the house of Louis Vuitton, and right now it's going for about $1,200 a bottle on eBay and Mercari. And if you want a 2 milliliter decant from them, it's like $109 was the lowest I saw. Joey over at Scent Rush had decants of this 2 milliliters for $14.99. I told you guys like 30 times, so if you missed the boat, you missed the boat. He went and he got his last refill, and with that last refill, he gave me a 15 milliliter decant 2 weeks ago, and then for my birthday, he sent me these. 2 of these 30 milliliter decants, which if you go on Scent Rush and you see a 30 milliliter decant, this is exactly what they come in. It looks like a mini Louis Vuitton bottle, and then the top pops off and you have the atomizer there. So anyway, and so he put my name engraved on the back, but it's Cactus Garden. It really smells like a green version of if you took Lemensity and Imagination and mixed them together and then added some Mate in there. It's lemongrass, Mate, it's citrus, bright, fresh, clean, green. Very, very nice. And yeah, so let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. It's been a weird weather outside, and the reason I haven't done any videos, I plan to do videos on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, like I normally do. But on Wednesday, I was skipping a video. I was planning on skipping a video and then doing Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But then so I have my one job. That job, I ended up having to go downtown for 3 days. And then my other job that I have, which you guys know during the summer in my HOA community, I go up and I just check the water for the pool. Well, our pool has been leaking like 2 inches a day. And so I've had to go up and check on that. And then my brother came in town. He lives in Tampa. And so I decided that I was going to take a few days off and all of that. But anyway, yeah, let me know what your scent of the day is. And anyway, the weather outside has been frightful. It's been like 38 degrees and then 80 degrees and then 40 degrees and then 70 degrees. It's all back and forth. Anyway, what's going on, Gian? Hopefully you're doing well. Scent of the day is Soaked Sun exclusive. Nice. Never heard of that one. If you guys didn't hear, Rasasi is releasing another one. I mean, go figure. And I'm telling you, with this release, they are officially ruining their brand. And I'm saying that it's called Rasasi Hawas Tropical. And Cal Cologne, he released a video for it. And I don't watch his channel. A lot of people told me that he does one spray reviews and they don't really make sense. With that said, I've never paid attention to them. I know that Mo or Newt, one of you guys, sent me over a picture of it. and he was reviewing it, and he looked at it and he goes, "It looks like Paradise Garden by Jean-Paul Gaultier." Then he sprayed it and he goes, "Smells like Paradise Garden." Then he shut the video off. Well, the video was canceled or made private. I guess he got in trouble. With that said, that's coming out, and Rasasi is ruining their name, because back in the day when they came out with Hawas, Derej, a bunch of other fragrances, people were giving it the stigma that Rasasi was a clone house. And I always was defending, until about 2 months ago even. I was defending Rasasi for not being a clone house. They had Hawas come out before Aqua from Invictus, Raban, and I was always saying they're not a clone house. They're Middle Eastern, but they do their own sense. Well, they're really ruining it, because they have like 7 fragrances in the last 2 years. And this one, if it does smell like Paradise Garden, while the other one smelled like Aventus Absolute and another one smelled like this, they are getting closer to more of an inspired by clone house and ruining their brand, which to me was one of the better Middle Eastern brands. Well, the fragrance might be good. I don't know. If it smells like Paradise Garden, to me it won't be good. But anyway, hopefully you're having a great day, Gian. Sounds like a really good fragrance. Never tried it before. What's up, Joe? So I put the intro video on hold for now, since my brother was in town and all work and stuff. I'm not even going to try to say that. Mirage Exotique. Just got a 10 milliliter of this one and already thinking of buying a full bottle. Nice. If you guys missed it, Sense of Wood. Like I said, Pine in the Sun. These are $240 on their website. Obviously on Olfactory, you can get them for about 20-30% off plus a 5% discount right now using their code. But right now on Sense of Wood website, they have 3 or 4 different fragrances. They have Pine and Acacia. I don't know if that's how you say it. Acacia, I don't know. But it's a discontinued pine fragrance that they had for a while. They must have had extra stock. They're selling it for almost half the price. Using the code TIME15, it's $100. So I bought that. They also have Leather and Bourbon for $118. And then if the code's still active, it'd be $100. And then they have another one. It's like Leather and Oak or something. But they're all over half off. So if you wanted to check those out, I have 3 or 4 of these now, and now going on 5. And then I also want to buy Apricot and Cognac, which is their new release. So I want to definitely check that out. But anyway, hopefully you're doing well. And Joel definitely going to buy that 10 milliliter. Or got the 10 milliliter, thinking of buying a bottle. Sounds good. What's up, Mike? If you guys haven't followed Mike over at Fragrance Fraternity, definitely do that. Friend of the channel, been on my live stream a bunch of times. Scent of the day is Gucci Guilty Essence, and scent of the night is, what is this? Goldfield and Banks Purple Suede. Purple Suede's I'm not a huge fan of it. And we were talking the other day, Mike said he went to Ross and got Gucci Guilty Essence, and I can't remember what the other one was. And I said, honestly, to me, neither of them hit the mark for me. Like, I'm not a big Gucci Guilty fan, but I don't think that many people are huge Gucci Guilty fans. And Essence of all of them was kind of very mediocre in my opinion. But I'm hoping that you're enjoying it, at least since you bought it. What's going on? Traffic, scent of the day, no scent of the day, but you guys see they are relaunching Prada Black and Carbon with minor tweaks. Yeah, just like the minor tweaks that they did with Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue EDT and Armani Acqua di Gio Profumo EDT. Like, all of these huge reviewers are saying that all of these brand new fragrances smell completely different. So far, I have smelled Profondo EDT and I've smelled Light Blue EDT, and they smell the same. So, I mean, I'm just going to tell you straight up, they're probably being paid for that, and especially because there's a lot of them that are getting them for free. And my guess is that they have talking points. And with the Prada Black and Carbon, I would expect it's a lot more of the same, because I don't think they would tweak something that is very popular, which is Prada Black and Carbon. So I wouldn't see the minor tweaks being much, if not maybe adding a little bit of performance or something, but I wouldn't think it would be something that would warrant a pickup. But hey, we'll find that out. I'll let you guys know. The only one that has been a huge change was they relaunched Code Eau de Parfum, and it smells like Code Profumo. like a lighter version of it. And I got to say, they did a much better job with the EDP this time around. Kevin, hopefully you're doing well. Lakeland, Florida, hopefully you're having a fantastic day. Hopefully you also had a great weekend. Let me just see. Ramon is wearing Versace Eros Energy. I like that scent. I didn't buy the scent because I knew I wouldn't wear it. I'm sorry, 109 for 2 milliliter. Yeah, traffic. Look it up on eBay. I thought I was losing my mind too, but also go follow Jeff over at SoCal Sense. He was also on my last live stream. So yeah, hopefully you're having a fantastic day. He does. I always forget the words, and he always has to correct me. But compliment test with models and actresses over in LA. So got a big channel over there. And if you guys ever want to go on TikTok, finding fragrance deals, he has that as well, where he looks for deals for you guys and also sells some of his fragrance. What's going on in Deuce Coma? Center of the day is CH Birds in Paradise. I actually heard that one was good. Let me know what you think, Fragrance in Deuce Coma. I want to know if you agree. Is it one that I should be looking into? Because some people were talking about it. I also heard a few people told me that it wasn't worth it, but who knows? Cal Cologne is paid by almost every... Well, I already know that. You know that. We already know multiple brands personally that have paid him. So I don't watch his channel. I don't really watch anybody's channel unless it's like a live stream of Ross or yours or Dedrick's or whoever. But yeah, I do know because of the brands that we have worked with, they have paid him. So I know that for a fact. Anyway, Bushido, what's going on? Pacific Chill, not LeBeau. Huh? Pacific Chill, not LeBeau. Not sure what you mean. Bushido, if you want to clarify on that, I don't know what you mean. I'm here jumping from Ross's live to yours. Oh, Ross is still live. Nice. I was out in the garden, so I wasn't watching anything. Hopefully, if you're still alive, I apologize. What's good, everyone? Send of the day is Castly. Hopefully, you're liking the dude. I know I like it. I know you like it. I know Jeff isn't a big fan. Jeff also smelled this and the Renaissance and said it smelled like black licorice. And I was like, no, it doesn't. Then I sprayed it on my wrist, and I was like, if you focus in on a specific note, yeah, there might be a little bit of black licorice. Anyway, did you pick up Pine and Acacia? If so, how is it? I picked it up, but that was 3 days ago, so it hasn't even shipped yet. I picked it up after you sent out the clip to us. So from what I'm understanding is that it's a very wearable pine scent. Pine in the Sun, the one that I have here, which I'm going to talk to you guys about very soon, and I have a video coming out. This one is also very, very nice. It has reminders of other fragrances while doing its own thing. Calm and Cedar is epic too. I also want to people were talking about Hinoki and Hinoki, but I was looking up the reviews for it, and I was also looking up like the ingredient list and note breakdowns, and it just doesn't seem like something that I personally would vibe with. Have you tried Mineral Cedar? I don't know where this is going, but I've never tried Mineral Cedar of any name from any brand, so probably not. I only got started on Sense of Wood last year, where I got a decant of Plum and Cognac and Sandalwood and Oak. I ended up buying both of them while trading for one and buying the other. And then, so now I have those two up there. Now I have Pine in the Sun. I also have Praline and Maple and Pine and Acacia. And then I'm going to be getting Apricot and Cognac here coming very, 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 very soon. But I have heard Mineral Cedar is good. I just don't own or have tried either of them. So unfortunately, I can't give you a comparison. Probably, yeah. Some are straight up lying. You'd never know. Ramon, did I say it wrong last time though? Because sometimes I'm reading straight into it and I'll see Ramon, and I might just quickly read it. So if I said it wrong last time, I apologize. But yeah, Ramon, I do apologize. I can see that it is Ramon, if it was me that you're talking about. I did Gucci Guilty Essence. Nothing groundbreaking, but I like it. Mass appealing, solid quality. See, that's my thing with Gucci, is that every Gucci that I've tried outside of maybe one, they smell nice. But if you buy them for 50 to 80 bucks, they're just going to sit with the clones, in my opinion. They're just going to sit there. I'll wear it for the first few days that I have it, and then I won't wear it again. It's not something that makes me go, oh, I need to buy that now. That's what, but I mean, I can see you being at Ross and being like, oh yeah, I got to pick this up. Would I have picked it up? Possibly, but all of the Gucci's, literally almost every single one, I smell it, except for the Elixir. I didn't like that. But all of the Gucci's I smell and I'm just like, yeah, that's nice. The new Love, that's the best one that I've tried so far. But even then, I know if I bought it, I wouldn't bring it home. Which of the Prada Infusion series is masculine and good? I've only tried two, and both of them were very unisex, and I think all of them are built to be unisex. That's why it's like, the one that I tried was the Yuzu, and I can't remember what the other one was. Infusion Day Vanilla and Infusion Day Yuzu, and both of them just smelled exactly what you would think they would smell like. It smelled like a Yuzu bomb with musk, and the other one smelled like a unisex vanilla scent that is strictly an infusion of vanilla. So I wouldn't think that many of those are going to go masculine. I could be wrong. I mean, there might be Infusion Day Leather, then might be masculine, but I don't know what all of them are. I just know the ones that I've seen, and all of them really do. They look either unisex or slightly leaning femme. Rasasi Tropical is Pacific. Oh, Rasasi Pacific. Yeah, that. Whatever one. I knew it was. That's what he meant earlier. I know what you meant now. So yeah, I get it. Which of the following? What am I reading? Which of the Prada Infusion series? I already read that one. How's Gucci Guilty Cologne, Michael? Oh, that's for not for me. Pacific Chile. Huh? What's going on? Oh, that's not for me. We're gonna get into these fragrances soon. Sorry. Whoever told me Reflection Man smells like tortillas, I hate you. It's one of those things, just like when Jeff told me about the black licorice smell in Renaissance, and then all of a sudden you smell it. Someone tells you that they smell tortillas in Reflection Man, and then all of a sudden it's like, and that's what sucks, is that whenever I first went into try a Mouage for the first time. Well, I can tell you I probably still wouldn't have liked 90% of Mouages. Someone told me, I think it was Hamzat, one of my moderators, I'm not a huge fan of many of Mouages because they smell like church incense. As soon as I smelled the lineup that I had of decants, literally I could smell the church incense in every single one. So it was like, it threw me off immediately. And so I understand the tortilla thing. I completely understand. Maybe not the tortilla part of it because I haven't smelled Reflection Man in a while, but 100% understand what you mean. I enjoy definitely giving off a banana smoothie. Oh, that's that banana smoothie one. Okay. I feel it fades pretty quick. To me, the frag does not last long, but I enjoy it. Hey, if you enjoy it, who cares about the performance? I have many fragrances in my collection that barely last, like Cactus Garden. But I do hear that there is a possibility to bring a Cactus Garden back. But Cactus Garden, it lasts like 3 hours. But I love it, so who gives a shit? No, you said correct. Some people call me Raymond. Okay, it would have, like you can tell sometimes when I'm going, if you're in StreamYard, which is the thing that I'm using, if you can tell from the top left-hand corner, StreamYard, when you're reading comments, if you're reading that comment and somebody else comments, it skips up a bit. So when I'm trying to read, and I'm not like sitting here being dyslexic or something, it's that every time a new comment comes in, the comment that I'm reading, it jumps. And so for while you guys see it on the screen, it's straight up laid out for you. For me, it's skipping. And so it's hard to read skipping comments, especially when there's a lot of people in the chat. But today, there's not that many, so I have no excuse. But I'm glad I said your name right. And now I can't even click on Mike's. The other frag pickup was Boss de Scent Parfum, which apparently is really hard to find. Yeah, it's discontinued. A lot of them are discontinued. Like I have Boss de Scent Parfum, I have Boss de Scent Private Accord. Absolute's getting harder to find. But the Parfum is basically, like, for me, in the order of the ones that I like Boss de Scent Magnetic, I like Boss de Scent Private Accord and Elixir. Those are my top three. Then it would go Absolute, then the original, then the Parfum is probably my least favorite of that whole list, in my opinion. But again, all of them have that very similar DNA. It's just which twist you like. And the Parfum is just kind of like a very, very small twist on the original. So it's just one of those that, just like the Gucci, I could wear it and I could be happy wearing it, but it's just not something that I personally wear. So I was just trying to let you know my opinion. My opinion is just that it's average. How's the scent line? Which one do you recommend? So, you're talking to Mike, but I'll give my opinion. Again, my opinion is I have 1, 2. These are the 3 that I could reach. But Boss de Scent Magnetic, which was released 2 years ago, this is probably my favorite one from the house that you can still find. It has this Brand Absolute and vanilla mixture with that Maninka fruit, so it has a nice warm and sensual feeling to the fragrance, while adding that vanilla, and the Brand Absolute kind of comes off almost like Raisin Bran. It has this kind of like sweet yet dry cereal-like vibe to it, and I really love that with the vanilla and then the Maninka fruit mixed in. Boss de Scent Elixir is kind of like a spin on either the original or Magnetic, if you kind of mixed it together with like Spice Bomb Infrared. It has that pink pepper, that spice, that like slight resinous vibe. So if you want something like that, it's a little bit more playful. That's a very good one. Probably my most favorite, though, is Boss de Scent Private Accord, because this is discontinued, though. It smells like chocolate cake had a baby with the original, the scent. And so it's one of the better chocolatey, semi-gourmand fragrances, if you were wondering. That's me when someone told me Jeff from SoCal Sense looks like Ned from Ned's to Class. What? And now I can't unsee. Oh, okay. I don't know what that means, but I know you've said that in the chat the other day or a couple weeks ago. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing, Mike? Scent of the day is Acqua di Parma Fico de Amalfi. I had trouble with that one when I first tried it, but I also wasn't big into the fragrance game, like as far as being a reviewer yet. And so Fig, to me, is very hit or miss. And with Fico de Amalfi, it's nice. And when I first tried it, I didn't like it at all. It came off very feminine to me. The more I got to know Fig and other fragrances, and then I came back to it, I started to enjoy the fragrance a bit more. But I do find it, the way that the Fig is used, the fruitiness to it, I do find it leans a bit feminine on my skin. But I still do enjoy the scent a lot more than I did whenever I first tried it. Now I'm afraid to wear Renaissance again. Damn it, Jeff. Seriously. I was like, what are you talking about? It doesn't smell like black licorice. I'll just start talking about this fragrance. So again, you guys chose for me. I actually was going to get this 2 times ago whenever I had my last affiliate breakout from Olfactory. But this fragrance is, let's see how much it is on Olfactory. Zerjoff Renaissance Olfactory. All right, so the 100 milliliter on Zerjoff, or on Olfactory Factory website, is $159. So I haven't seen a better price for Zerjoff Renaissance than that as of right now, at least on the sites that I usually go on. But when I first wanted to get this, it was like a month ago. Mo told me to take it out of my cart and buy Aqua Sextius. And I'm really happy that I ended up getting it this time, because last time Aqua Sextius sucked. And Zerjoff Renaissance, I'm glad you guys chose it. Really what it reminds me of, as soon as I sprayed it on, I was like, okay, I smell pieces. I didn't know what was in the fragrance. I let you guys choose it. I never knew what was in the fragrance. As soon as I sprayed it on, I was like, there's pieces of mint from the Torino 21 DNA, as well as pieces of the citrus from the Torino 21 DNA. And so a lot of people, before I got Renaissance in, anytime that Zerjoff was mentioned, they would say, hey, is Zerjoff Renaissance similar, or is it far away enough that it's different from Torino 21? I didn't know why they were asking me that. I was guessing there was probably some kind of similarity there. And while there is that similarity with the mint and citrus, there's definitely some differences. Like, you get more of a green tone. This is a little bit more vintagey. It's a lot more citrus, a lot less mint. While the mint is definitely noticeable, you get some lemongrass in the fragrance. And then you also notice this kind of woody tone and petitgrain mixture that it's coming from the cedar and petitgrain mixture, which that is what Jeff is referring to as the smell of like a black licorice smell. While it's not very heavy, and once somebody told it to me, I was able to dig my nose in and be like, okay. So I was like, what are you talking about, man? It doesn't smell like black licorice at all. And then I sprayed it on. I was like, after about 2 minutes, I can see what he means. When the cedar starts to pop in and you get some of that petitgrain starting to pop in, they mix together, and while it doesn't smell like black licorice, you still get the citrus, you still get the mint. There is a background tone that has this black licorice essence, and now I won't be able to unsmell it. And what's crazy is that I thought whenever I first smelled this was like a 9 to a 9.2 for me. Once he said the black licorice thing and I smelled it, it did bring it down to an 8.5. It was like, it immediately made me think of that. And now for the last 4 or 5 hours, every time that I would try to spray it just to see if I would still get it, it did bring the score down a bit because I hate the smell of black licorice. So Jeff kind of ruined that part of it. But I do have to say, once it starts to get a little bit further into the dry down, that does dissipate. It has, my wife said to her, she's not the biggest fan. She said it smells nice, but it has almost this pine saw-like smell to it, like a slight chemically vibe. I think it's a very nice vintage style green citrus mixture with a woody, musky base and a little bit of an ambery overtone. But if you're looking for like a slight greenish, fougerish style of fragrance, that's definitely nice. Once the citrus wanes, it just becomes a woody, musky fragrance, and it's a nice scent for sure. It's a well above average, definitely worth $155. It feels classy, but it does feel more grown up. This is not going to be for somebody under 20, 25 years old. I would think that it's definitely more either out of college is probably the best time for it, in my opinion, as always. I haven't smelled any of them. I'd recommend starting with the original. It's really affordable these days. Yeah, a Gion. I 100% agree with. I 100% agree with Mike. When it comes to something like this, that has a ingredient that is literally the basis of the entire line, which is maninka fruit, that you don't smell in any other fragrance that I've ever smelled. I have never seen maninka as a note in any fragrance that I've tried since this line. And so when you're starting with something like this that has a unique base, you need to know if you like that base or not, because every other fragrance in the line, it carries that dry, like hay-like tone with the maninka fruit on top of it, which doesn't smell like any other fruitiness. So you want to get that base, and the base is the original. And so you always want to try the original, especially because out of all of them, it's probably going to be, like Mike said, the cheapest. It's the same with other lines like Stronger With You. You want to get that original one so you know if you like the chestnut vanilla mixture. While it's different than all the rest of them, yes, you still do you like that nuttiness or not? L'Homme Ideal. That's a line that people just go straight forward and they go, I'm getting L'Homme Ideal Extreme, or I'm the one that I see all the time. I'm getting L'Homme Ideal EDP. And it's like, I wouldn't do that because you don't know if you like the almond tonka mixture that comes off powdery, it comes off nutty, it sometimes comes off unisex, and then when you add that cherry in there, it becomes slightly more feminine. You need to know you like that DNA, so spend the least amount of money as you can and get the original, which you can find all of those originals that I just said for $40. So that's the best way to put it, in my opinion. As long as you're okay with fruity, you'll be good. Performance isn't stellar, but holy smokes, it smells great. It does smell great. The scent line is not a people pleaser, though. Just an FYI. If you have 30 people around you that are not into fragrances and you spray the scent on, you might have about 1/3 of them that actually enjoy the scent, while the rest of them are either going to be like, but it's not a people pleaser. Just like Pure Havana and Pure Malt, they're not people pleasers either. Yeah, I love fruity fragrance. It's a different type of fruit. It's a fruitiness that you've never smelled before. Ralph's Club New York. Thank you, Newt. So there is a new fragrance coming out. It's called Ralph's Club New York. They posted it on iFragrance yesterday, and then also Newt sent me a video from Facebook of somebody teasing it. And we weren't sure. It wasn't that if it was real or not. We were trying to figure out if it was a collector's edition or not. I don't think it is, but it's a new Ralph's Club called Ralph's Club New York. So I will be checking that out as soon as it comes out. I don't care about performance. If it smells great, then that's why I got myself Dior Homme Cologne. I mean, I said that in my video the other day, or I haven't posted it yet, actually. I was supposed to post it the other day. It was like top 10 summer studs. And I'm like, look, half of the fragrances on this list, just beware, probably last 2 to 3 hours. They're cologne style fragrances that you wear in the summer. And if you have an issue with that and you're all about the hype beast, then don't listen to me or watch the other 5. Because when it comes to summer fragrances, 90% of them have citrus. And when it comes to citrus fragrances, what is the type of fragrance notes, fragrance ingredients that dissipate the quickest? Citrus. So if you have a citrus-based fragrance, it's not going to last long. No matter how much people complain, that's just what it is. When you have citrus-based fragrances, you're going to have almost all the time, unless it's some kind of really synthetic or very well-built fragrance, it's going to be synthetic, or it's going to be a bad performer. Unless you have like a nice transition in some Roja fragrances that transition into more of like a woody fragrance or a musky, that's a different story because the citrus will dissipate after an hour. But if you have a fragrance built around like citrus and musk, and once it's gone, you're left with musk, it doesn't really smell like anything. I always value your advice, Randy, even when I don't take it. It's the way it's going. I mean, fragrance community. Like what you like, try it, even if I don't like it, or if I find something mediocre, try it yourself. And no one should get mad about it, just like Mike. I love that. Mike asked me for my advice. He's like, do you like either of these? I was like, yeah. He's like, thanks for your advice. I was like, you're welcome. I love the scent elixir. I love the scent elixir as well. Randy does. The pear in Blue Talisman smells similar to the pear in Another 13. Not sure what Another 13 is. If that's like a Le Labo fragrance, I specifically stay away from Le Labo. Let me look it up. I don't know what Another 13 is, so if I go on a rant about Le Labo, then I need to know if that's what it is. Yep, I thought so. When I saw 13 and it's like a word right in front of it, I was pretty sure it was Le Labo. I tried 2 fragrances from Le Labo. One was Santal 33 that smells like moldy pickles. And I know people in LA like it. It might just work over there. I don't know. It smelled like moldy pickles to me and my wife. And then I tried another one and it smelled like burnt tomatoes. And so I was like, yeah, I'm done with this line. I'm not trying this line anymore. It's not for me. They don't sell it in my state, so I'm not going out of my way to get decants of it unless for some reason like 500 people talk about it. But with that said, does the pear in Blue Talisman smell like that? Again, I can't tell you that. I can tell you Ex Nihilo Blue Talisman. And I found out why. People either really love this fragrance or they say, this fragrance is super overrated. It's because it's a skin chemistry scent. And you'll find one of these like very seldom, but they are out there. There are fragrances that literally half of people smell one thing and half of people smell another thing. What I found is that you either, with this fragrance, you smell what I smell, which is you get literally, it's almost like if you crack open a ripe pear and you just rub it all over your skin. It smells like 80% pear for about 6 hours with this kind of blue, kind of shower gelish, musky scent underneath it. That's what the fragrance smells like to me. It is like 80 to 90% pear. And it smells like just a ripe, juicy pear. And I love the smell of pear. So if you're, I don't need to compare it to another 13. Just if you know what the smell of a real, like an actual pear smells like, it smells like this. But get a decant first, because the other half of people, they flip-flop it. They just get this kind of average blue shower gel scent that has some musk in it and then a slight bit of pear underneath it with a citrus top. I actually don't even get much citrus in this fragrance. And I was talking to somebody, and I've had conversations over the last 6 months about this when I had my decant. There is a lot of people that I've talked to that, this is overhyped. It's just a blue shower gel fragrance. There's people, like a guy that I talked to on Instagram the other day was like, I just got Blue Talisman in, and I know you said you get a lot of pear, but for me, it's just like, it's just blue and it's musky. And I was like, yeah, I don't know. It's one thing or another. You either get this or that. And then he goes, you know, what's funny is I just sprayed it for my wife, and my wife said, oh my God, I love that. It smells just like a pear. And I was like, exactly. So if you get the pear and you like the smell of pears, then you're in the group that just loves it. And I'm in the group that loves it because it smells like pear. But if you're in the group, like I think Jeff and my wife, where they get this kind of shower gel smell and not a ton of pear, well, then you're in the group that doesn't like it. But it's a weird one. And so I finally figured that out. Now that I had the bottle, now that I had a 10 milliliter decant, and I got to wear it, and I've talked to hundreds of people about the scent. It is a skin chemistry scent. It is just and it's an olfactory adventure. It all depends on what you smell, and I'm not going to be able to explain to you why that happens. But just a lot of people get one thing and a lot of people get another thing. It all depends on what you get. So get a decant. If there was one fragrance out there that I would tell you that is a hype beast, that is worthy of the hype, it's this, but it's also the one that I would say to get a decant of first. Because if you don't get that and you get the average blue shower gel, then you would not pay $210 for this size. And then also, let's see. OlfactoryFactory. I want to see if Blue Talisman's still in stock, because I know they had it for a little bit and then they sold out and then it came back. So yes, I know a lot of people were looking for Blue Talisman, so it is still available on OlfactoryFactoryLLC, which again, the link is in the description, for $209. And then once it's gone, you probably won't see it on any websites for, I would probably say, another 3 months, because last time it was gone for 3 months, because I've been looking for it for 3 months. Scent of the day is Black Panther. Great choice, David. Tigar clone. Yeah, I know what it is. I actually was wearing Tigar this morning. Welcome to Moe's. What's going on? Hit the like. Thanks, Newt. If somebody, again, I'm not sure if anybody put the olfactory link in the description, but if you didn't, actually, I'll do it. No, I won't. I can't see my description. I forgot that I'm in StreamYard. I got lucky last year on Frag. Oh, Frag buy, and Private Accord popped up and I scooped it up. You know, what's funny is that about 2 weeks ago, and I forgot to tell my moderators this. I was, where was I? I was just scrolling around Scentbird or something like that, and a small bottle of 1 million Privé was on there for like $118. So I scooped it up. I forgot to tell anybody. I don't know what I was doing, but I forgot to tell everybody it was like 118 bucks or 108 bucks. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna pick that up. I already had it, and I was like, I could always use another one or use it for resale. I sprayed it on today, and I was like, pure black. How far back am I? What's up, Barry? Send the days Argos Brevido Della Caccia. Nice. I probably ruined that, but speaking of Argos, I got in Neptune's Trident. I have a video coming out. If you want just a small taste of what I feel about it, to me, it smells like a mix between Imagination. It smells like their version of Imagination mixed with Artisan Pure by Jean Varvatos. And it is, in my opinion, not worth even close to $309. Um, I when it comes to Argos and the rose and their fragrances, again, I have issues with rose with my wife. And so I actually just got a rose fragrance in that I really enjoy. It has passion fruit in it from Day 3 Fragrances. It's called Royal Reflection. And my wife's not allergic to it, so very nice. But anyway, Triumph of Bacchus is great. And then I tried this one, and it's really, really nice. I just didn't realize that their prices skyrocketed. When I bought Triumph of Bacchus, I bought it from their website, and it was a full bottle, and it was $129, $130. And in 2 years, their prices went up to $300. And to me, that's just, I didn't realize that. What's Rainy and Co. Lake coming off Ross? What's up, man? I'm guessing you meant to say what's up instead of what's. What do you think is the weirdest note you ever tried? There was a note in Bull's Blood by Imaginary Authors, and the note was blood. And I understand it was imaginary note, but it had a slight smell of blood. But outside of that, there's some strange ones out there like Squid Ink that has like this kind of salty smell to it. I've smelled original musk, like, you know what I mean? I don't need to explain to people who actually know where the actual deer musk came from, like back in the day, which they don't use that anymore, but I've smelled the original. Thank goodness they changed it, just put it that way. But I can't think of anything else that's like crazy off the wall, but I mean, blood that actually is supposed to be imaginary note, but has this slight hint of blood. Pretty much half the stuff from Zoologist that has something weird in it, like deer hair. They have some weird things in there. But they also have some really good fragrances. I want to try the one called Beaver, since that's my last name. I want to try it because it's supposed to have like maple and stuff in it. I always wanted to try that, but I don't want to blind buy it. I can't find a decant. Send in the day. If anybody has Zoologist Beaver, if you can send me a decant, I'll buy it from you. I just can't find one. Send of the day is Amarud Whetstone. I heard that one a lot lately. I don't know why. I've never even heard of the brand before. But hopefully you're doing well, Jason. Maninka in the scent smells almost like unripe mango to me, if that helps. I get more of like a darker like fig-like smell. It almost, to me, it's the closest fruit that I can think of. Is it's almost like a darker, almost warmer fig, but it still doesn't smell like that. That's just what I get from it. Maybe it's different for you. Who knows? Well, obviously it's different. What's going on, Novice? Go follow him if you guys haven't. What's up, Randy in chat? Running late. Everyone's lives today. It doesn't matter. I'm like out of it. I almost didn't do a live today because I've been running around all weekend. I was at Trader Jack's yesterday. Picked myself up a nice bonsai tree. I threw up in the middle of the night last night. My whole family has stomach issues right now. I'm not sure what's going on with that. Been running around. Barely slept for the last 3 days. I do have the next 2 days off, so you might get an extra live stream here in a day or two. So if you guys would like another live stream tomorrow night or Wednesday night, put a thumbs up. And then maybe I'll do that for you. Maybe we'll do a giveaway. Maybe. We'll see. But he's wearing X-Vetiver from JHAG. Nice. I just got in, my video tomorrow is going to be on Ormond Jane. Sorry if you guys are seeing a shaking video. Again, I'm very tired right now, so I'm trying to keep myself awake. So my fist is sitting on the table and I'm shaking my leg. So you guys are just seeing this. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention to it. But anyway, hopefully you're having a great day. Talking about Stronger with you, Randy, which one do you think is better for the holidays? Intensely, absolutely, or Parfum? Holidays, it's definitely absolutely. It's absolutely, absolutely. But I don't like Intensely. It's the first fragrance I ever smelled that gave me a headache. So to me, Intensely, the vanilla is just too strong. The Parfum is more of like a grown-up signature cool weather scent. Well, absolutely kind of puts that Intensely dials down the vanilla and then amps up the rum. So for me, absolutely is the best. But I would not wear it for the holidays. It's just because I might own 6 or 7 Stronger with Yous, but I will be completely honest with you guys. I don't think I have touched one of those bottles outside of whenever I got them, except for Absolutely and maybe Oud once. I never touched them because my wife doesn't like them. And to be honest with you, I was debating on selling the entire line, not because I don't like them. I think they smell nice. It's just, I don't like wearing them. They just don't make me say, oh, I need to wear this today. And I'll be honest, if I go through my collection, there's probably 30 or 40 fragrances that I actually rotate through. The rest of them, they might get a spray here or there. But I mean, for the most part, like the L'Homme Ideal line, outside of Platine Privé, I barely touch that line. So it's the same with Stronger with You. It's just, I don't get compliments from that line. I don't get compliments from the L'Homme Ideal line. So and I'm not necessarily searching for compliments, but if I'm wearing something, I either want to be really enjoying the scent myself, or I want to have other people enjoying the scent around me. And if I'm not fully enjoying the scent where I'm like, I need to be wearing this and no one around me is really saying anything about it, then for the most part, I really don't care to wear it. And so, I mean, you take that with however you guys want. You can take that as, ooh, Randy doesn't like Stronger with You now. Yeah, I take it that way. I don't care. I do like Stronger with You. I just don't wear it. I think someone said another 13 smells like, I know where I'm at now. If I skip your comment, please feel free to comment again. I'm not trying to. It's just I didn't realize how far behind I was. What's up, Scented Paradise? How you doing, man? Ordered my first bottle of Bodacia the Victorious. Hey, Scented Paradise, can you tell me what it smells like? I have had 2 companies, Venba and Olfactory, that have just got in Bodacia. And if that's how you say it, Boadica, I don't know how it's said, but they keep saying, hey, why aren't you posting anything like whenever you do your sales for the Boadacia fragrances? I was like, because I post what I like and what I know, and or at least what's popular at the time, and no one has ever mentioned the brand. I was like, there's a lot of brands like Ella K. I know nothing about them, so I'm not going to tell you guys go pick this up if I have no idea if they're good or not. So if you can tell me if that one is good or not, I have no idea. I cannot smell Blue Talisman on me to save my life. Totally nose blind to the bottle. Hey, that happens too. Some fragrances just do not work. That's weird. Blue Talisman for me, I don't get much of the pear. I get more of a spicy woody fragrance. Yeah, that's that blue fragrance. Like I said, some people get the blue fragrance and some people get the pear. It all depends on what you get. I love the note of pear and I really enjoy Blue Talisman, but I think it's a bit overpriced. You're right in the middle. I'm not in the middle. I mean, obviously, I think it's overpriced. I mean, I don't think any fragrances should be over $150. It's just liquid that smells. And honestly, if you go and actually look at how much they spend to make the fragrances, Blue Talisman, if you guys have ever seen, I wish I had the packaging right now. If you have seen the packaging for Blue Talisman, The bottle's nice. The atomizer is okay. The packaging is terrible. And I know some people are just like, fuck the box, whatever. But if I'm paying $209 for a 50 milliliter, I think the box should be nice. You really don't know what it is if you haven't bought it. It is a slip sleeve over foam. It's like 10 foam pieces put together, and then they stick the bottle in between it. And if you haven't got that, but you've gotten the box that is Essential Parfums Bois Imperial, it is the same exact thing, except for Bois Imperial is cardboard, and that is foam. There's not an actual box. It's just a piece of foam in a sleeve. It is ridiculous. I don't know how a brand can put their bottles into foam. It's like literally throwaway foam. And you can't resell it in that. Like I don't understand it. Really interesting in Blue Talisman, but I hate hyped fragrances. My sample will determine if I cop. If you don't like hyped fragrances, Lee Bogo TTIK. I'm just calling you Lee. If you don't like hyped fragrances, Lee, why don't you go and try the House of Coastal Carolina Parfums? Use the code, I think it's like Dude15 or Randy15. They have some really interesting fragrances like Southern Peach Tea, Outer Banks, Surf City. They have 2 new ones coming out that I'm not allowed to say the name on, but I love them. The 2 new ones might be their best yet. Every one of the fragrances from the house, except for Southern Comfort, they're like really, really good, and they're not hyped. And so just an FYI, if you want to try a really good house that is really under the radar, Coastal Carolina is it. And they do decants too. I think it's pretty good, Lebo. That price, though, yeah, the price sucks. All right. So here is the, well, there we go. OlfactoryFactoryLLC.com. That is the website. If you were looking on Olfactory, for me, if I'm looking for designer, Olfactory and Venba go out the window. They don't, if they do have some designers, I'll post them. Like they have Aqua de Joe, the original, for $50. And they'll have some, and I'll post them if they do have them. But for the most part, they carry the higher end products, the niche, introductory niche, stuff like that. And for the most part, they have the best price, Olfactory or Venba, one or the other, but most of the time it's been Olfactory lately. They also carry brands like Argos, Imaginary Authors, and both of them are like 30 to 40% off the fragrances. So definitely check them out. Are there any fragrance styles that you now dislike as your nose has developed over the years? If anything, I haven't went in that route where I went from like liking something to disliking, but okay, I'll stop that. I'll come back to that in a second. There are more fragrances that I have started, or fragrance styles that I have started to like more than there are ones that I stopped liking. Like, I don't really stop liking things, but I can say once I finally hit that premium blend, that natural blend rift, where I was like, okay, now I'm trying out a bunch of niche and high-end fragrances. A lot of fragrances that I owned growing up started to smell a lot more chemical, a lot more like a clone. Because once you smell those higher quality oils and those higher quality fragrances and the ones that last longer and that just have a well-built fragrance from top to bottom, they have a nice transition. You can smell that opening, mid, and dry down instead of it just being the same thing throughout. Then you look at those fragrances that you've had for a while, some of the Boss fragrances that I've had over the years, some of the Mugglers that I've had over the years, and it makes that style, like even Nautica Voyage. I know a lot of people love that fragrance, but even in that route, those fragrances, some of them come off just a little cheap to me. So I wouldn't necessarily, it's a style of fragrance. It's just like the type of oils that are used or the quality that's being used. I stopped liking some fragrances that are using lower quality oils. But when it comes to expanding my horizons, there's a lot that, since my nose has developed over the years, that it's really expanded my horizons. Like a few years ago, I hated leather. A few years ago, I hated iris, and I've got a lot of iris fragrances. I still hate Florentine iris. You guys won't convince me otherwise, but I've got a lot of iris fragrances that I actually really enjoy. Rose, I try to stay away from rose as much as I can for my wife's sake, because she's allergic to two different rose oils that we know of right now. So what I do is I told my moderators, it's called the toe test. I take a little spray and I spray it on the tip of her toe, and if it starts to turn red, I wipe it off, and then I know that I can't wear that fragrance. But I've been dipping into it on some live streams, and there's Halfeti Black Rose, L'Homme a la Rose, Rosé, the one that I just got, Royal Reflection by Day 3. There's been a lot of rose fragrances I've tried this year, and I'm like, okay. But years ago, I wouldn't have had an opinion about it. I was just like, no, I'm staying away from it. But that wasn't your question. Your question was the other way. There's a lot more that I do like now, a lot more styles that I've really developed into, more than styles that I've went away from. I haven't really went away from some of the like heavy floral fragrances and stuff. I still don't like, but I had never really had something that I loved that I went away from. You know what I mean? But that was a good question. Very, it made me think. Neptune's Trident and Blue Talisman. Love the smell, hate the price. Absolutely. And I'm gonna buy Neptune's Trident once it comes on to, what's it called? Argos was the first house that I reached out to about a week ago. I got a decant of the Trident, and I looked at the price because I was like, I might buy a bottle of this. And when I saw the price of it, I know that Argos reached out to me on Instagram saying that they liked a lot of my posts like 2 or 3 weeks back. And so I was like, since I already have you, if you guys ever want to do a collaboration, I'll do a video for you guys if you send me Neptune's Trident. I didn't get an answer. I was like, but I've known since I started my channel, I was warned by Ross and a couple others that you don't reach out to companies because then you'll kind of get blackballed. They don't like when you do that. So I stay away from doing it. But since I already had Argos in my DMs, I was like, maybe I should just like reach out and give a little shrug, like, hey, if you want to do a collaboration, let me know. Yeah, I didn't get it. I was like $305. Maybe I can see if I have some wiggle room here, but no. I mean, it was like 3 weeks ago, so there's like 2 weeks ago, so I ain't getting it. But I'll buy it when it comes on to Olfactory for sure. Because again, on Olfactory, they're like $180. They're like $200, $150 off the original price. Right there, Randy. I'll buy Privé or sell me a sample. I have 3 bottles of Privé right now, and I won't sell them because it's one of my favorite fragrances. And I wore through an entire bottle last fall. It's one of my favorites. It's one of my wife's favorites. So I will not sell it, but if you want a decant, contact me. I have some decants coming in for a live stream coming up, so I will sell you a cheap decant. But I don't need to sell you a cheap decant fragrance-induced coma, because if you want a decant, let me help you out here. Share screen. Olfactory. Okay, so we're not going to Olfactory. I just want to make sure it's still there. All right. Scentrush.us. It's owned by one of my buddies, Joey. 1 million Privé. Yep, you don't need to buy it off me. Just buy it from Joey over at ScentRush and use the code DUDE5. For 2 milliliters, it is $15.99, which is basically what I would charge you anyway. They also have a 5 milliliter for $27, 10 milliliter for $39, 12 milliliter for 47, and a 17 milliliter for 68. So they do have 1 million Privé. They also have, I think they have, yep. I know a lot of people like this scent, so just in case you guys were wondering, they have Gucci Envy as well, $14.99. Just in case y'all were wondering. All right, now let me delete some of these so I can get back to normal. There we go. So 1 million Privé, just go on ScentRush and use the code DUDE5 and you get 5% off. But I need to go back to where I was. Argos Fall of Phaeton is on my wish list for sure. I haven't tried that one either. Again, a lot of their fragrances carry rose that my wife is, some of them, it made her break out. It did, for some reason, the Triumph of Bacchus, the rose in that doesn't make her break out, and she likes that fragrance, so I don't know. Hyperinflation, Triumph of Bacchus increase. That and City Rhythm. They went from like 120 4 years ago. Now they're like 200 and something. And those fragrances are not worth 200 and something. People who tell you they are lying. Scent of the day, just in before Blue Talisman, Creed's Virgin Island Water. One of the best. And if you like Creed's Virgin Island Water, speaking of a fragrance house that I talked about earlier, Coastal Carolina Parfums, Outer Banks, get a decant of that and thank me later. It is basically Virgin Island water that lasts longer, has a better atomizer, and it adds an ambergris, so it's a little bit more mature. What's going on, Sandy? Hopefully it's a good evening to you. It's still slightly light out, but over there you're probably half asleep. Scent of the day is 40 knots. Really nice Zerjoff. I should be sleeping, but I am singing karaoke. Nice. What do you sing? I sing. I have a lineup. When I do karaoke, which I used to do it all the time, don't do it that much anymore. AC/DC Thunderstruck is always been my number one. Sublime Santeria is number 2. Incubus Drive is number 3. Goo Goo Dolls, sometimes I'll do Name or Slide, but then I also do Senses Fail, Bite to Break Skin. And then if you've ever seen the movie Rockstar with Mark Wahlberg, I do that, not the Stand Up and Shout one. It's the one whenever he's going into the studio. We All Die Young. I also do that one because I have this kind of way I can change my voice to sound like the dude from AC/DC. So yeah, it's fun. But you're probably like, dude, I just go to the bar and I just sing whatever's in the book. I don't really care. Yeah, I was a professional. No, I'm just kidding. But I used to go like twice a week whenever I worked at Outback when I was like 21 years old, 22 years old. Me and my friends would go all the time. Is the Ralph's Club the one with the wrinkled leaf accord? What the heck's a wrinkled leaf? Let's see. Ralph's Club. I've never looked at the notes for Ralph's Club. I own all of them, but the best one is the Parfum, in my opinion. Some people would say it was the Elixir, but I actually find that to be the... No, there's no wrinkled leaf, at least in the note breakdown on their website or on Fragrantica, so I'm not sure. Scent of the day was Dior Sauvage with Paradise Garden. Both I don't like. Dior Sauvage, you would say, how do you not like that? Well, because I don't dislike Dior Sauvage. I like the EDP, and I could probably wear the EDT and the Parfum, but my nephew wears it all the time. I'm not smelling like my 12-year-old nephew. And Paradise Garden, it has this very syrupy green smell to it that it just smelled too synthetic for me. But I know people like it. But Scent of the Night is, I just basically took a shit all over the fragrances you're wearing. Sorry about that. Scent of the Night is 1907 by Boadicea the Victorious. So we have 2 Boadicias. I have never seen Boadicea or Boadicea or whatever it is in my live streams or on my Scents of the Day before until right now. Hey Mo, we should get together. I'll fly over to you. We're both off. And I'm a beaver, not an asshole. Do a 180. I need to go wrinkle up leaf and see how it smells. It depends. Is it a dry leaf? Because there's different accords there. If it's a dry wrinkled up leaf, if it's a wet wrinkled up leaf, or if it's just like it could be from a maple leaf too. I mean, you never know idea. It could be like one of those. It could be just like a normal like 70-degree leaf. Crunching out the Pearl Jam daughter. So, he says, hit a little in the concrete. Okay, I said, breathe in the concrete. I can't understand a single word that he's saying. But one of my favorite songs from him is Rear View Mirror. That song goes hard. You ever try? We just went and saw him in concert, actually. You ever tried Father Figure, Randy, by Fleur? It has fig and it's fire. I have not tried that. I haven't even heard of the brand, which I feel like I'm saying a lot tonight, but you guys are giving me some real difficult ones, like Father Figure by Fleur. I've never even heard of the brand, but it sounds good. Fig is not one of my favorite notes, as I said before. I can enjoy it, but it's not something that I go out of my way for. But if I see it somewhere, which doesn't sound like it's a brand that I'll see somewhere, maybe I'll ask Joey from Scent Rush if he has one. Vetiveria decant is on the way. Can't wait to try it. Dude, that's what I was going to say earlier. My video tomorrow is for Vetiveria from Ormond Jane. Their decants, I got the 10 milliliter decant from Ormond Jane of Vetiveria because people were talking about it. Their decants are almost better than a lot of other places' bottles. It's like full thick glass with like a golden thick cap that goes on with like a controlled atom. I mean, they're disgusting looking, in a good way. Disgusting looking decants. Hope you all feel better. Wow, how fucking far am I behind? Nice thing I'm ordering that one too. Yeah, it's a good vetiver scent, but it's almost like if vetiver. Oh, my hint was it's kind of like Acqua di Gio Profuma meets vetiver. That's what the fragrance smells like. I could literally stop my review right there. It's like a vetiver clean green vetiver scent, a little bit watery, kind of like, I don't know, Creed's original vetiver, and pretty much any vetiver scent that's out there that has that clean green citrusy vibe. It smells like that if you mix it together with Acqua di Gio, either Profondo Lights or Profumo. I can't really put my finger on it, but one of the Acqua di Gios. I'll take your strong with you, but Newt, if you want to, you can buy it from me. I ain't gonna wear it. I mean, I'll use it for videos, but that's probably it. I'm not, I mean, like, seriously, I'm not going to wear it. Every one of my Stronger with Yous outside of Absolutely and Oud are probably 99.9% full right now. Rating my bottles of Spice Bomb, Metallic Musk, and PDM Castly are on the way. Should get both by the end of the week. That's a good haul. That's a very good haul. 2 different styles of fragrances, too. The fresh one is my favorite one, Newton. Fig. I ordered Imperial by Boadicea. So again, am I saying that right? Oh, somebody told me this before. Boadicea. Okay. So I need to know more about it. Low Midiol EDT has been amazing lately for me. Extreme and intense slay in the cooler weather. I used to wear the Extreme all the time. I just don't anymore. I've found other fragrances that it's just when you have 500 plus fragrances going on 600 plus fragrances. I don't know how many I have now. I sold away a bunch and I traded away some. So I could be at 600. I could be a little bit below it. But when you have that many fragrances coming in and on the move, some of the fragrances you had for years, you just lose your mind. You forget about them. Like Parfums Marley Herod. It's my #1 fragrance that I own for the cool weather. And probably of all time, if not Angel Share, one of those two. And I forgot, it's been cold out lately, and I didn't wear either of them, so I took Herod with me. I was like, I got to wear this today. I've been debating over a blue Talisman, listening intently. Well, Sandy, like I said, if you can't get a decant, I apologize. I can't do anything about that. What do you get? And I'm going to take a stab in the dark. because I know you, Sandy, and I've known your style of fragrance, and I know a lot of times we don't agree on fragrances. Sometimes we do, a lot of times we do. But when you talk to somebody for 2 years straight, you get to know their taste. And I have a feeling this is going to be one of those fragrances that comes off to you more of the woody shower gel. I have a feeling of that, but in my case, I hope it comes off like the pear, because the pear version of it is so much better. It just all depends on what your sensory perceptors are telling you. Do they get a lot of pear? Because I get a shit ton. Do you get the egg smell on aquatic fragrances, Randy? It all depends. Egg, fishy smell. Some of them. It all depends. Like Killian's Blue Moon, yes. But there's some fragrances that have aquatics in it, like designer ones that they use more synthetic tones, so you're not going to get that fishy smell. So I don't see that being the case on some aquatic fragrances. But when you get closer to the higher end, I found that I do get more of that kind of fishy smell / egg smell. But it's brand specific, sometimes just fragrance specific. I can't just say yes I do, because I would say there's more fragrances that are aquatic that I don't. Do I love aquatic fragrances? I don't like. If I look behind me, I couldn't even tell you if I had 2 or 3 aquatic fragrances that I wear all the time. A lot of fragrances have aquatic tones to them, but they're not like a full aquatic fragrance. Like you could look at Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Intense and say, yeah, that's submarine aquatic tones to it, but it's not fishy. But it's not an aquatic marine fragrance fully. It's like a blue, amber, woody, shower gel-like scent. So it all depends. Bleu de Chanel balm for the hair hit the market. Yeah, I use Dove. Mine's $3, so I'm good with Dove. And my wife just cut my hair, so I gotta put it up. But when I have a hat on, I don't really care. It's the summer, and I'm always outside in the garden, so I need to have a hat on most of the time. What's up? What's up? I think I just said it how you were meant to type it. Scent of the day is Ingenious Ginger, which is fantastic. Finally got to try it. I almost hate to admit it. It's living up to the hype. It's one of those ones that does that. Trying to find a good deal on a bottle right now. Here, let me find a good deal for a bottle for you. Ingenious Ginger. Sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. I want to see if it's on any of the sites. No, thanks. I'll pay full price. Sold out. Sold out. Wow. Why is it sold out on everywhere? It's never sold out. It's usually one that I can easily find for everybody. But I guess because it's getting a lot of hype lately, I guess. It's not on either of those sites. So we'll go to shopping on Google and see if there's anywhere else that it might be. Wow, it's nowhere. Okay, it's not on Olfactory. It's not on Venba. It's, let's check. I doubt it's on Joma Shop. Ingenious. Nope. What about FragranceNet? I've seen it on there a bunch. Nope. Sorry. If I had my phone around me, I'd maybe be able to help you, but man, it's gone. I don't know what, maybe eBay or Fragrance Buy. I didn't check Fragrance Buy. I'll check that. That's the last one I'll check. I'm sorry. FragranceBuy.ca. Ingenious Ginger. Damn, they're sold out too. Is it discontinued? I mean, if you look at my posts from like a month ago, it was on every single website, and they were like $80. 1907 is good by Boadicea. It's like the magic in a bottle. It's nice and sweet citrusy scent and some florals and woods. I think you'll like it. I'm going to have to check that out. Thank you. That was the next one on my list. I'm going Naxos, then Richwood. Those are the two that are my next Zerjoff. I couldn't think of the name. Guess just got trolled on Reddit. Guy had an image with 9 bottles of it for sale, and when I chatted, you're just gonna want to look on eBay or something like that and find a seller that has a lot of views, a lot of purchases, has like a 99% or 98% or higher. Make sure there's no negative reviews that say it's fake, and then just purchase it on there. I don't know why they're out of stock. It's very, very interesting because they were in stock everywhere, literally every time I would do a sale. What's a good price for Angel Share, Randy? Since you're the Angel Share expert. I bought Angel Share 3 years ago, and then I got a free one from Joey at Scent Rush. He sent it to me, I think it was like my last birthday. But with that said, the best price you can find Angel Share for is normally on Costco's website if it's there. If not, it comes back every few months and it's like $130. That's the best price you will find it for. But if you're talking about right now for Angel Share, let's see. I'm only doing one website because I'm pretty sure it was on there already. Yeah, it's looking at about $199. That's about the best price, and then they have a 5% off coupon, so $189, $179. You're looking at $189. Yeah, $189 for Angel Share. That's about the best price unless you can find it on Costco. See, traffic 180. I would have said that was the answer 2 years ago. But now that all of the websites are getting those tariffs in, the prices for every fragrance are going up like 30% or like 20% or something like that. But Angel Share is nice. Since I got Angel Share Paradis, I like it a lot more. My favorite, I love Angel Share, yes. But my favorite pickup of this year so far is something that is like an homage to Angel Share. It is Sugar Leather by Un Nawi Namad. It smells like if you took Angel Share and mixed it together with Parfums de Marly Wajan and then had this soft and supple leather that's not like a strong leather at all. It's just literally a small 5% notch under the belt in the fragrance. It's really, really, really good. And you can find that for like 99 to 100 bucks. Maybe $110, but not much more expensive than that. That's a really, really good fragrance. And then there's the more expensive version, which is Soma Halcyon. It's like a slightly more woody, more refined version of Angel Share, but I personally like Angel Share the best. I got lucky and got 100 milliliter from eBay auction for $230 plus shipping. I got that one for free, so I think I won. It's like a brand new bottle. Not brand new. I think I wore it in the fall. But, oh, stuff smells so good. When I smell this, it just like puts all of the other fragrances that are on my table to shame right now. Like every single one of them. Just because it's just that good. I smell that and I'm just like, fuck the rest of you guys. I just want to wear you. Like, I'm going to spray you on whatever's on right now. I don't care. I'm spraying this on top of it just because I like it so much. See, you guys got me talking about Angel Share. I like Angel Share a lot. It's the same feeling I have with Parfums de Marly Herod. It's the same feeling I have with Chanel's Edition Blanche. It's the same thing that I have with Millésime Imperial by Creed. It's the same that I have with Porthole. It's the same that I have with YSL Wailé Parfum. That's why those are the best fragrances that I have. Like, as far as my love for fragrances, Coastal Carolina Parfums Outer Banks, Spice Bomb Infrared. Those are like my top fragrances that I very much enjoy. Anyway, speaking of the other fragrances, I already talked about Blue Talisman. I already talked about Zerjoff Renaissance. The last one was, again, they also sell this. This is on OlfactoryFactoryLLC for $209. It's normally $230. This is Pine in the Sun. It's a little bit, it's hard to see, but Pine in the Sun. What does this smell like? I had no idea. I just saw pine, and I knew that they had pine acacia that was discontinued. So I went and bought this one because I saw pine, and since the other one was discontinued, I decided to get it. Pine acacia, again, I got for $108 or 100 and some dollars 3 days ago. Thanks, Newt. But anyway, Pine in the Sun. When you first spray it on, you immediately get hit with that green coniferous. You're standing next to a pine tree in the middle of winter with an undertone nuance of this kind of like sweetness, a little bit of like a balsam fir. And I didn't realize how much of this kind of wood and fir smell that you get from Baccarat Rouge 540 until I smelled this fragrance, and I looked down the note breakdown and the ingredient list. So don't take this the wrong way. This is closer to being in the realm of Initio's Oud for Greatness, Parfums de Marly Haltane. I did a side-by-side with Oud for Greatness Neo. My wife and I both like this better. It's basically if you took a pine-heavy opening with this nice semi-green tone, a little bit cooling almost, very, very nice, and a nice little soft, like ambery undertone. And then you work your way into the dry down, and about 15 to 20 minutes into the fragrance, it starts to turn into where it gets that fur in it that mixes together with the woody tones, and it becomes like if you took pieces of Baccarat Rouge 540 and put it underneath this like pine and fir heavy scent. So kind of like Initio's Oud for Greatness, how it smells like a woody version of Baccarat Rouge 540. This one is very similar to that, except for it's more of a pine version. And to me, it's a higher quality version. It's a better smelling version, a lot more wearable version, and not as boring of a version as compared to other things that have that Baccarat Rouge 540 DNA to it. So yeah, if you want a nice woody, more masculine take on a pine scent and then mix together with that, and again, I didn't realize how much of Baccarat Rouge 540, I thought that was like a lot of saffron that was bringing that cotton candy-like vibe. It's the fir. Like the fir that's in that fragrance, I think, is that what it is? BR 540. Yeah, fir resin. I knew it was fir something. I was like, that doesn't sound right. But it's the fir resin and the amberwood that together in BR 540, it gives it this kind of like warm, sticky, woody sweetness. And that I didn't realize how much that provided to the DNA of Baccarat Rouge 540 until I smelled this. And I realized, oh, that's what fir resin smells like. Fir resin is actually what smells like a woody cotton candy. And then you mix that woody cotton candy together with this kind of like green pine, again, standing in the middle of winter next to a pine tree. And this is great. I would say this is an 8.5 to an 8.7 out of 10. It's a great cool weather scent that you could wear nights out during like a warmer month. I could easily see it. Maybe not middle of summer, but it's not sticky sweet. I think it's a great, great, great addition to any collection for sure. And so I'm definitely 100% happy that I got it. I noticed that with Argos, when it comes to that aspect, I do talk to Christian from time to time. We had some good chats. I never reached out, but we had some houses reach out to me. Yeah, I mean, you'll have some houses reach out to you, and I know a lot of people, especially younger reviewers, like to reach out to houses, like ones that have like 800 to 1,000. If you guys are ever watching, don't reach out to houses. They don't want you to reach out to them. I found that out from bigger reviewers than me whenever I started my channel, so I decided not to do it. The only time I did that before was Mo asked me if I could reach out to Theodoros Kalatinis, or that might have been Hamzat. It was one of the two, and I reached out to them to get Coffee Addict, but they were overseas and they can't ship over here. So that was the only other time that I reached out to somebody. But yeah, I have to skip some comments. So again, if you have to repeat it, please do at the bottom, because I need to get to the bottom of here at some point in time, and I know it was even flow. I know. I was just singing Pearl Jam in my head. Favorite Rouse Club is the Parfum. Yeah, and the Parfum, the only issue I had with it when I did my original review was the performance, and that drastically changed after it sat for about 6 months. Ormond Jane does have very nice stuff. I'm on a kick finding discontinued scents for a decent price. He just got Aqua Amara for $100, and Valentina Uomo Aqua, that's a really good one as well. I've been looking for that. I remember I used to want to get it on FragranceNet when it was there for like $80, and I was like, it's not going to be gone next week. Actually, I'll get it the week after that. Actually, I'm going to get it the week after that, and then it was gone. And I was like, shit. Should have got it the whole time. You're talking to Mo. Pull 67 usurped the Rouse Club. Yeah, I agree. They are the new Rouse Club. They're like that. Instead of the fruity, woody tones with the aromatics, it's more of the candy-like citrus in the Polo 67. I think it's too similar of lines that they don't need both, but they are using both, and they're being successful, so whatever. We're still at the tomato leaf thing. Wow, how far am I behind? I need to see, I'm going real quick through this. Light blue intense is horrific on your skin. And I'm glad just an FYI, if you do have Ingenious Ginger, and you do find a bottle of it, this writing right here that says Atherton Tropical Australia, if you get a bottle that doesn't say Atherton Tropical Australia, it says Atherton Badlands or something like that. It is not a fake. They changed the bottle to say that because it's just a more narrow version of where they're located. Before, it was almost like they were saying they were in the United States, and now they're saying what state they're in. It's kind of like what they're doing. So just an FYI. I contacted the brand because somebody was saying that they didn't know if it was fake or not. New Drakkar. I have never liked a Drakkar fragrance, and the Intense was okay, but I've never been a fan of Drakkar. I know that's like Jensen's one of his staples, but I've never worn Drakkar and never been a big fan of it. Yeah, I'm way too. Actually, there's a Millesime Imperial comment, so I know I'm getting closer. Has anyone managed to pick up a new bottle of Porthole? So, Sandy, I'm not sure if you saw, but Lamari Porthole, last year, whenever Lamari had their site would not ship to the United States or anywhere outside of France. Apparently, this year, they can ship anywhere in Europe and anywhere in the North America. So, anywhere in Canada, USA, and Mexico. I don't know where else they ship, but if you want to get it, go to lamari-parfum.com. It's $280, just like the price that I got it for. But you could either choose DHL for $80 shipping or $20 through Colissimo International, which that's what News Parfums uses. So just choose the $20 option. So it's $300 plus tax total for the fragrance. Is it worth that? I think it is, personally. If there was one fragrance I would spend over $300 for, it'd probably be Lamari Porthole. But, yeah. So, finally, Acacia. Okay. I don't even know. I'm guessing that's a type of wood. Pine and acacia. So I've been waiting for somebody to tell me that whenever I said acacia, when I said acacia, I was waiting for someone to say what that word was. Pine always scares me because I immediately go to OG Ralph Lauren green. Yeah, this pine doesn't, it's not really like that. Sense of Wood is still not available in the UK. Well, I did see, was it on Olfactory? I know Olfactory, it says that they ship internationally. You just have to contact them for rates. But I'm guessing the rates are outrageous. So I don't know. Acacia is the orange colored wood in Minecraft. Well, good thing I've never played Minecraft. My daughter was obsessed with it, but I never played Minecraft. I play Zelda in a lot of it. Like right now, I'm playing Majora's Mask. Probably the hardest Zelda game to ever play. But I'm playing it for the first time ever. It was always that one. It was the one that I always jumped over. Played Ocarina, played Twilight Princess, played Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, 100% at all of them. I always skipped over Majora's Mask because I always hated the beginning. It was always so confusing. But now that I got into it, it's actually really good. You still need to get Imaginary Authors owner back on here. So I asked him. So Josh is the owner and perfumer of Imaginary Authors. He reached out to me 2 months ago and said, hey, what's going on, man? And I said, hey, not much. I wanted to see, since I have you here, do you want to do a live stream? He said, let's do it. That was his response to my email. And so I said, all right, what's a good day for you? I know that you said before Monday's work. Is Monday still okay? If so, just pick a Monday in the next month. Didn't respond. I waited 2 weeks, didn't respond. Then a month later, he said, are we doing that live? And I said, yep, just pick a date. No, nothing. It's been a month. So I have no idea what the hell's going on with Josh. And then I was in a live stream with him the other day. I was in the chat and he saw me and he was talking to me like, it's like, did you forget that I had an email? But he has told me before, as the owner and perfumer of a brand, he has a lot of people reaching out for free stuff all the time. And it actually kicked my email way down that he actually missed it. So that could be the reason, but I have no idea. I did $20 shipping, ordered the day it went live, order still processing. I'm not shocked it's still processing. It's only been 3 business days, and for them, that last day was actually not even a business day. And you had there was a holiday in France. I can't remember what it was, but there was a holiday in France the day after that. So, with that said, this is like the 2nd business day they've actually been open. Olfactory has nice prices on some niche, including the cheapest on Intense to Drap Rosé. Yeah, well, for most niche that they have on their site, they are very close, if not the best for the price, for sure. I am going to be doing a video for Olfactory this week talking about these fragrances. So if you guys have already seen it and you've seen this live stream, you're basically getting the early take on these fragrances. But I would still appreciate, even if you didn't watch the video, if you go to that video and just hit a like, because it shows support to me. And again, Olfactory will probably see this. And so the more likes, the more people that come to the video and at least give it a like, then the more it looks good for me. So just an FYI. Any substitutes to Porthole? No. Apparently there's one card, it's the same price though. It's called Narcotica Limonada. And apparently that one smells very similar to Porthole, and it's the closest option to Porthole, while Porthole still being a little bit better from what I've heard from everyone who's tried it. So that is a good substitution. But I'm guessing you're asking because since you can buy Porthole right now, I'm guessing you're asking for a cheaper option. And in that case, you're going away further from that style of DNA, but you'd be looking at God of Fire. The next one down is God of Fire. That's like $100 less. And then there's other fragrances compared to God of Fire in that style, but again, we're going even further away from the DNA with something like Kajal Icon, Summer Hammer. Those style of fragrances, they're all in that mango / passion fruit style. It's just There's something about Porthole, whether it's the 90% naturals, whether it's that passion fruit just not being synthetic, that just really sets it apart from all the other ones. I don't know, but I just love it. So to me, there was no substitute to Porthole out of all of the ones I just mentioned. But those are sustainable substitutes as far as in the realm of that type of tropical. Hey man, what are your favorite Mugler fragrances? I know a lot of them have been discontinued, but which ones were the best? The ones that were the best were, and I finally got a decant like 3 weeks ago. It was like a small little dabber from Cam from Coastal Carolina Parfums of Ultra Zest. It's not really that good. I'm so glad I never went for a bottle. Ultra Zest smells nice, but it smells just like, I actually might think that Paco Rabanne's Ultra Red smells better than Ultra Zest. I think that might be the case because I smelled Ultra Zest and I don't know if maybe it's getting bad now or I just didn't try it when it was fresh, but Ultra Zest is not worth $400. I don't know why people were calling it $400. But my favorites were Pure Malt, Pure Havane. I actually like Pure Shot. A lot of people didn't like that though. Amen Ultimate's a nice cappuccino fragrance, but you can still find that one. Outside of that, there was a couple other ones that I didn't try that I wanted to. Toffee and Coffee, Wood. But I know from most people that I've spoken with that the top ones are always going to be, number one was Malt, number two was either Toffee or Tonka or Havane, and number three was Ultra Zest. That's what most people always said. But now that I tried Ultra Zest, I wouldn't put that above Shot, and I wouldn't put that above the other two that I have sitting here. So for me, that line was way overhyped. While Malt is still the best one, it's not like women don't love that fragrance usually. It's more of a personal enjoyment style scent, but Pure Malt was probably the best one, and then Havane. Extreme is GOAT. What extreme? Extreme what? Amen. No, we're not talking about Prada Luna Rosa Extreme. All right, where are we at? What are we talking about? Mo, you can't just say Extreme is GOAT, and I have no idea what you're talking about. Summer Hammer is such a great perfume name. Yeah, I know. I love the name of it. It actually makes me want to buy the fragrance. And you know what fragrance wasn't huge into it whenever I first tried it, but the more that I wear my decant, I like it more, is Day 3 Bonnie. I didn't like that one like a lot when I first tried it, but I'm starting to like that one a lot. Edition Blanche was okay to me. I think Extreme is better. Lomidi Ayn, Kashi, I think both of them are great. To me, I'd say Kashi is a better wear all the time, but Edition Blanche just has a little thing in my heart that I love. But yes, I would have to say that Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme is probably the better ones. Besides the passion fruit and porthole, the salt iodine accord is addictive, especially with the subtle caramel that comes through in the dry down. Yeah, that salted iodine smell, it does something different. If it's a topic you don't care, what are we talking about? 125 is more what I'm willing to pay. People have been selling it on Reddit for 120 several times this past month. If you're finding porthole for 120, it might not be real because I've never seen porthole even under 200. So and I've checked on eBay. So if you're finding it on Reddit 120, that might not be real. I don't know what was the comment that you had before though? Uh, Definitely get the Imaginary Author's Guide back. I picked up a little secret. It was One of a kind of my collection. Yeah, Little Secret's really good. It truly does not pair well. It truly does pair well with a cup of coffee. If you guys don't know what he's talking about, sorry for the noise. A Little Secret by Imaginary Authors. It literally just smells like a cherry pie. It smells like a cherry pie. And it has like a little bit of a roasted coffee. And the perfumer told me he did have a little bit of a roasted coffee accord in it. And so it does pair very well with an actual cup of coffee in real life. Man, Majora's Mask is the best of the 3D. I haven't played any of the 3D ones. I'm playing on the Switch. I don't know where the 3D ones are. Oh, I already answered that. I guess it's skipped. If it's a topic you don't care to talk about or want to support the channel, the trick is to open up the vid up in a separate tab, like it, leave some BS comment, then mute the tab. What do we? That's why I read this comment and I'm kind of confused on what you mean. Mugler Cologne. Now come on. He's talking about the Amen line though. Like the ones that were in the Mugler Amen line. Mugler Cologne was not in the Amen line. I have tried Mugler Cologne, and I do agree it's very nice. Look at my comments, Randy. You skipping it. I said if I'm skipping any of your comments, type them at the end. And it would be you, Gian. It would be you coming at the end and crying, even though I said type it at the damn end. Because I had to skip over 400 comments. It wasn't just you. I skipped 400 comments. Like, literally 6 pages. No, 40 comments. Not 400. 40 comments. I skipped 40 full comments, not just you. But if you're typing a story in 9 different comments, I saw your name, Gian. You were like here, and then you were down here, and then you were down here. So if you're doing a story, I can't, you know what I mean? I'm trying to end the stream, and so if I get to the end, I have to skip some comments. It's just a pro tip for supporting a YouTube channel in general. If they put out a video you don't care about, earlier said, if we don't want to watch your upcoming video, just to like it and close it. My way is better engagement and support. Oh, okay. So that was from before. I gotcha. I appreciate it. Yeah, no, I was just saying because you guys already had the context of what I feel about the fragrances. So if you just want to hit the like, that's cool. You getting the Switch 2, Randy? I don't know. I'll get the Switch 2 if they bring a Zelda game to it. But there's nothing right now. Like, I don't care for Mario. I've never cared for Mario since back when I think the last Mario that I really cared to play was probably Mario Kart, like Super Mario World 3. I'm an old soul though, so I'm not like a huge person when it comes to Mario, and that's what it seems like they're running in on this new one. But if they get a new Zelda and the Zelda game, I'll buy the Switch too. But right now, I don't care. I'm a huge Zelda fan. Where's Newt? He was here before. I mean, he probably just went to sleep. I mean, yeah, I don't blame him. It's 9:30 at night. He lives in Michigan or somewhere in that area. I don't know why I'm saying that, but Wisconsin. Maybe he got tired of hearing you crying. Yeah, Gian, I specifically said like 3 times, hey guys, I really apologize if I skip your comment, but please put it at the end because I have to skip like 40 or 50 comments here. Why are you listening to my comments if you could only understand the context? I'm just messing with you, Gian. Anyway, so again, a rerun on my thoughts because I need to go check the poll and do my other job. Ex Nihilo Blue Talisman, get a decant first, try it out and see if you like it or not, and see if it's worth the $200 for you. Killing Angel Share. Ingenious Ginger. Can't find it anywhere. Pine in the Sun. It is a very, very nice take on a similar style to Initio's Oud for Greatness, but with pine, and I think it's better than Oud for Greatness in my opinion. And then Zerjoff Renaissance. If you can get the black licorice out of your head, it's a nice vintage citrus style fragrance with a nice mint and green tone that dries down when the citrus dissipates and the green tones start to fade into the background. It's more of this kind of amber overtone with a nice cedar and musk base. It's a very nice fragrance, very easy wear. None of them really were bad purchases in my opinion. I think that you guys did really well, and the next time hopefully they have a larger selection, because there was a decent amount out of stock that I really wanted to get my hands on. So it seems that's been the issue. I think a lot of companies are trying to negotiate prices right now so they're not paying too much and that they're actually able to profit off the sale. And so I think that's why you're seeing a lot of sites with a lot of out of stock stuff. But with that said, I got all these from OlfactoryFactoryLLC. Appreciate them for even putting me on this affiliate, because I mean, literally as soon as I got the affiliate, I was like, I know I'm going to get a lot of fragrances now because they have the best prices. So people are going to want to buy the best prices. Turned into a Gian bashing chat. It's always a Gian bashing chat. No, just kidding. It turned into a Gian bashing chat the one time that he said that Jonathan was the winner. Jonathan Madsen. He's like, congratulations, Jonathan Madsen. So then I ended up thinking that Jonathan Madsen won the giveaway. And then I was congratulating Jonathan Madsen when it was actually a different Jonathan that won. So he deserved that one. Haters gonna hate. Gian, you know I'm your favorite. Okay, now you guys are getting weird, so I'm gonna leave. And I love your name, A Horse Running. just great. Got him. All right. Well, I'll see you guys later. Hopefully you guys have a fantastic week. If you have any other questions, you can put it into the live stream afterwards. Make sure you hit your like on the way out. Also, anybody who's coming in to watch the live stream, make sure to hit that like, comment. I'll answer your questions, obviously. We have video for Vetiveria coming up tomorrow. We have top 10 summer studs sometime this week. We have these 3 fragrances from Olfactory. I have some shorts already filmed, a couple other fragrance videos, as well as a full review of the Argos Neptune's Trident. So you guys have a great night. Watch some sports this week. There's some good games on, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace out.